Welcome to another Fantasy Goodfellas video where we talk about the top 30 wide receiver rankings for week 12. Richard, you ready?
Week 12, let's do it.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom. Rolling on the field.
All right, before we get started on this week's rankings, Richard, tell me how we did last week.
If we take out Kadarius Toney and Rondell Moore, who were both hurt early in their respective games, we hit on 19 of the remaining 28 wide receivers. This is good, not great, but it was tough to have a great week when guys like Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Gabe Davis, Terry McLaurin, and other studs didn't make the top 30. Just strange week. Justin Jefferson.
All right, well, you can't get them all. Before we get started in this week's video, let me just explain what you should expect. Richard's going to give his rankings. We're going to use our stat machine to see if you agree or disagree with each of his rankings. And hopefully this video helps with your own lineups. All right, Richard, line them up.
And number 1, Tyreek Hill, home against Houston. Great matchup for the Cheetah. I think he's going to go nuts. And number 2, Devontae Adams at Seattle. Also a good matchup, and Devontae Adams is coming off a strong week. We think that trend will continue. And number 3, Stephon Diggs at Detroit. It's a great matchup. Josh Allen didn't have a fantastic week 11, but he should go nuts on Detroit, but he likes to spread the ball around. So there are some question marks when it comes to Stephon Diggs, but no doubt he will be a top 10 receiver this week. And number 4, Justin Jefferson, home against New England. Justin Jefferson just came off a dud. They're playing a tough defense, but he will rebound. There is no way they're going to keep him down. And number 5, Amon-Ra St. Brown, home against Buffalo. Detroit is going to have to keep up with Josh Allen in Buffalo, so Amon-Ra will get his. And number 6, CeeDee Lamb, home against the Giants. CeeDee Lamb had a dud in week 11. We expect them to rebound. I expect more passing from Prescott. They will be fine. And number 7, Jalen Waddle, home against Houston. There's going to be enough in that the beatdown of the Texans for both Tyreek Hill and Jalen. And number 8, A.J. Brown, home against Green Bay. A.J. Brown didn't have a good week 11. We expect a rebound here just because he is Jalen Hurts' favorite target. Something good will happen, probably a touchdown. And number 9, T. Higgins at Tennessee. Is Jamar Chase playing? Is he not? Regardless, T. Higgins is going to have a good game. Joe Burrow has been on fire. And number 10, DeAndre Hopkins, home against the LA Chargers. Now, I love Hopkins, and I would have ranked him higher, but Kyler Murray's probably not going to play. And now we're not even sure about Colt McCoy. It might be McSorley at quarterback. So for that reason, we have Hopkins at 10, but we know he's been ultra consistent. He always finds a way to get open and be visible for his quarterback, and that bodes well, regardless of quarterback. And number 11, Mike Evans at Cleveland. We know everybody's been shredding that Cleveland defense. So I think Tom Brady, Mike Evans, they're going to be fine. And number 12, Chris Olave at San Francisco. What can you say about Chris Olave? Rookie of the year? It's probably going to be between him and Ken Walker. But Olave has been outstanding and consistent. And number 13, Deebo Samuel, home against New Orleans. Deebo's looking healthy every week. He looked decent on Monday night, scored a touchdown. He's trending up. And number 14, DK Metcalf, home against Las Vegas. Metcalf is back. Hopefully that knee is feeling better. They have a great matchup against Las Vegas. I think Metcalf makes one big play this week. And number 15, Amari Cooper, home against Tampa Bay. Amari Cooper had a great week 11. We just can't trust Jacoby Brissett. But if he does end up passing for a lot of yards, they're going to be for Amari Cooper. And number 16, Christian Watson at Philadelphia. It's a tough defensive matchup, but all Watson needs is one big play, and he'll get something because Aaron Rodgers is definitely looking his way. 5 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. And number 17, Gabe Davis at Detroit. Gabe Davis is the number 2 on that Buffalo team, but it's Detroit. They're playing Detroit. They should shred them. There should be enough for both Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. And number 18, Chris Godwin at Cleveland. Again, that Cleveland defense, not good. There should be enough for Chris Godwin, as well as Mike Evans. At number 19, Terry McLaurin, home against Atlanta. It's a good matchup. Heineke to McLaurin is working. I think that trend continues. And number 20, Christian Kirk, home against Baltimore. We've talked about that Baltimore defense. They're definitely susceptible. And Christian Kirk is the number 1 receiver for Trevor Lawrence. So I expect a decent game. And number 21, Tyler Lockett, home against Las Vegas. We've talked about that defense. I think both Metcalf and Lockett will have decent games. And number 22, Brandon Ayuk, home against New Orleans. Ayuk, like Samuel, is a playmaker. He scored on Monday night. I expect more big plays. And number 23, Keenan Allen at Arizona. If Keenan Allen is fully healthy, when he's fully healthy, he'll definitely rocket up these charts. But there are a lot of question marks right now. Is he healthy? Is Justin Herbert healthy? And number 24, Joshua Palmer at Arizona. We saw what Joshua Palmer did on week 11. He was targeted numerous times, had a good game. Mike Williams is out, is probably going to be out again. He re-aggravated his injury. We don't know if Keenan Allen is 100%. Gerald Everett missed the game. For all these reasons, Joshua Palmer is looking great, and we'll rank him again this week. And number 25, Devontae Smith, home against Green Bay. I love Devontae Smith. I think he's a great receiver. He's a playmaker. The issue here is Jalen Hurts doesn't pass the ball all that much. And when he does, he really looks for A.J. Brown. But despite that, Devontae Smith has been in the top 30 in consecutive weeks, and I think that trend continues. At number 26, Darius Slayton at Dallas. And Slayton has emerged as one of Daniel Jones' favorite targets and is making plays. He's been in the top 30 now in consecutive weeks. So we will stay with him. And number 27, George Pickens at Indianapolis. Pickens is becoming Pickett's favorite receiver. Deontay Johnson has been lost. It's been the Pickens show. And when Pittsburgh trails, which is often this season, he's the guy getting the ball. And number 28, Courtland Sutton at Carolina. Sutton has now clearly the number 1, has established himself as the number 1 receiver in Denver, especially since Jared Jeudy is out. Now, we know Russell Wilson hasn't been great, but when he throws, it goes to Courtland Sutton. And number 29, Michael Pittman, home against Pittsburgh. I think Pittman, he obviously goes up and down depending on Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan's is trending up. He's spreading the ball around. We see that Parrish Campbell's getting his as well, but Michael Pittman is still the alpha in that receiving. And at number 30, we're going to put Jamar Chase in here. He'll be at Tennessee. If Jamar Chase plays, he will absolutely be in the top 30. We don't know if he's going to play, so it's kind of cheating, I guess, but I'm going to put him here. So those are your top 30 receivers for week 30.
All right, let's just take a look at your rankings compared to some other rankings. I don't see anything until we get to Christian Watson. You got him at 16. Some other rankings don't even have him in the top 30.
Yeah, he's got a tough defensive matchup, but hey, last week I ranked him 13th. And you asked me the same thing. And what did he do? He scored twice.
Okay. Let's look at a couple others. You got Keenan Allen and Joshua Palmer ranked 23, 24. Some other rankings don't even have him there.
Again, the question mark is Keenan Allen. Is he going to play? And Palmer, He's really an unknown, right? He was going to be buried in that depth chart, but injuries have put him in a prominent position, and he has been delivering.
Okay, and the last one, surprising, you got Jamar Chase at 30. Some other people have him at 4. I guess you just don't believe and trust that he's going to play.
Yeah, I think he's more likely not to play. And if he does, is he 100%? How many snaps is he going to get? There are a lot of questions, but there is no doubt this guy's a stud. If I knew he was going to play and I knew he was 100%, he would absolutely be on the top.
All right, thanks for coming on here and sharing your top 30 wide receiver rankings for week 12. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you got any questions, then put them in the comment section for Richard. Anything you want to add?
Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and good luck in week 12.
Those fantasy good fellas.
Rolling on the field.
Those fantasy good fellas.